Welcome to something interesting. What do I have today? Well, I have a very humble umbrella to share with you. But this humble umbrella has a very fascinating history. I wasn't actually expecting to dig up so much as I have. The umbrella is one of the oldest artifacts known in man's history, and it is so old that we can conclusively not even agree on its exact origin. However, the word umbrella comes from Latin umbra, which means shadow or shade. And in all probability, the use of an umbrella wasn't really for protecting against rain as much as it was to give you shade from the sun. So as we know it today, where you often pull out an umbrella when it's raining, that wasn't really the case when it comes to its origin. Interesting names: brolly, parasol, gamp, parapluie, bumbershoot are just some of the other synonyms that we have for the umbrella. And this is the most interesting part. The study of umbrellas is called brolyology. The study of umbrellas is called brolyology. That was a bit difficult on my tongue. Some facts on the umbrella in ancient civilizations. The umbrella was used as an item of religious and ceremonial regalia. In Egyptian mythology, the sky was the underbelly of the god and looked like the umbrella, and hence the pharaohs were placed under the umbrella, and it was a sign of their authority, of their power and their status. And even you will see the umbrella featuring in Greek, Roman, Portuguese, European and Chinese history. As a matter of fact, in China, they say they had their own version of this contraption called the umbrella. Some say that they made it on their own. Some say that, it spread from Egypt to China. But again, we do not know for sure. And in Europe, the umbrella was introduced through ancient Byzantine, and it was in the 8th century that Pope Paul I gave the German Frankish king an embellished and jewel-studded umbrella as a token of the support of the papacy. And in recent times, well, not so recent, but by the 1700s, I would say, the umbrellas really started becoming a part of regular life, and it was introduced by John Hanway. He was a traveler, and he was really accredited for bringing the umbrella to London. And initially people laughed and joked and passed comments at him for having this, strolling in the streets of London with this funny contraption on their head. But and even the coachmen would actually abuse him because they thought that he's going to take away our business. So initially, it wasn't very well received. Umbrellas were even called Hanways. It was, because John Hanway was the one to introduce them in London. By 1700s, the umbrella became a part of regular production, and the whalebone was actually used as a preferred material for the ribs of the umbrella. And one of the first umbrella shops in London is the James Smith & Sons, which was established in 1830, and it is still located at 53 New Oxford Street. So all of those who are in London or plan to go to London, you can actually check this shop out. The umbrellas, despite being so humble, whoever thought, but they've even made it to battle in the Napoleonic Wars. But they didn't figure it to be so befitting for fighting soldiers, so it didn't do very well there. But it made it. And by the 1820s, the aristocratic English and European women fancied the parasol. So the umbrellas kind of went down in their popularity, and it was substituted by parasols, which became very fancy, and they were made in silks and laces, and the handle was very elaborate and ornate. And as a matter of fact, it was even built to fit a writing instrument or even a perfume. So that's how elaborate just the handle of the parasol became. And it became a symbol of class, and you would have young maidens sitting with a dainty little parasol and getting their paintings and their portraits done, and it was something classy and a thing to do. As a matter of fact, that reminds me of a friend of mine who actually had a nice lacy parasol at a beach party. So maybe next time when I'm going. Ooh la la. On top of that, the country with the highest per capita use today is England, and they say that a person will in a lifetime use about 2 umbrellas, but of course that doesn't account for umbrellas that are lost or even stolen. So that's a little something interesting on umbrellas, and I thought this really humble little thing called umbrella couldn't possibly have such a fascinating history, but it does. So that's my something interesting for you today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.